Nexmo is going to tell you a little bit about what they do.
I like that introduction. That's nice. It comes with applause. How many of you have heard of Nexmo? All right. And then how many of you remember that game? All right, so I'm getting a feel that more of you have heard of this game, remember this game, than have heard about Nexmo. So we enable stuff like this to be played via SMS or voice or, some type of telecommunications device. If you want to play this game, you could actually play it right now. It's probably running. If you want to play this game, they'll come to our booth later and you can see it be played. But we are a telecommunications API, enable you to send, receive text messages, make, receive voice calls, things like that. We do have a new PHP client library that I would love for you all to take a look at and let me know what you think about it. It's still in beta. Not because it's not stable, but because we're bringing on API coverage. So I'd love for you to take a look at it, tell me what you think. And last week we released a Laravel package that just acts as a service provider to bring in that client library. And I'm going to use just the couple minutes I have here to show that integration and show what you can do with our API. And hopefully we'll have maybe a little bit of an interactive demo here. I just have what amounts to a basic Laravel 5 install. And be kind to me because I don't use Laravel, so if I do something really stupid, just let me know later quietly, please. So I defined a Nexmo route, and because I'm using the service provider, Nexmo's there, and we can just use dependency injection to bring it up, and I'm going to do a send, and this is going to send an SMS message. I can put in a 2, and that is going to be 1-484-985-9853. That's my Google Voice number, so, if you want to call me later, now you know. I'm going to set a from, which in our case, this needs to be a virtual number that we provide you. It's a number that's associated with my account on Nexmo. And then a text, say something creative like, "Hey, from the live stage." Exclamation point, and finish the semicolon. And you know what, since the message send actually gives us back a message object, let's grab that and just use log to log the info that we sent. Message, and I'm going to give it a, message-id. So that's just the raw response from the API. I'm going to log that I sent a message. It should send a message to my phone number. Let's see here. I have Hangouts over there. Hopefully nobody hangouts me. I don't know how you say that. And you can see, hey, from the live stage. So I've obviously been playing with this before, but that's the message that just came in. So that's as easy as to send an SMS message with Nexmo from Laravel. In fact, if you look at the new notifications that Taylor showed 2 days ago, right? That's his code right there. Looks very similar to the code that I just wrote because he's using our client library as well. But what if you want to get inbound messaging? So we can do that as well. I have right here another route defined /Nexmo, and I've configured on our dashboard. I've said for that particular number that belongs to my account, when a message comes in, I want you to make a post to my ngrok URL, which is going down to this laptop, /Nexmo. So any post, any SMS message sent to that number will come here and to this route. So I can just create a new message using our inbound message object. I'm going to create from globals. Now, if you had a PSR7 request, which I know with some extra libraries you can get a PSR7 request from Laravel, you could just create it with that. I'm just creating it from globals because it's really easy. And then, we'll just log for the fun of it. We'll log got text. Let's do text. And I can just grab the message get body. So that'll parse the inbound message, the inbound HTTP request from Nexmo, which has a bunch of parameters to, from, text, all that kind of fun stuff. And we're just going to log to the console the body of that message, and then use the Nexmo client library, because one of the things you probably want to do if you get an inbound message, a lot of times, is send a reply. And then instead of sending a bunch of, just an array of parameters like I did originally, I can actually just use the message to that's not how you spell create. To create a reply, and I'm going to go, thanks. So that'll just send a message. Since it sends a message, we do obviously get a message. All right, actually, let's not overwrite that. We get a reply back, and we can log that as well. So let's just copy that. Now, What would be nice, and this is a fun demo that I've done before. We'll see how well it works here because I haven't tested the client library with it completely yet. But if we send this number some advice, so let's call advice something like a time and then something you would recommend. So if you're in London, because that's where our main engineering office is, and you're London, bring an umbrella. If you're in San Francisco, that's where our sales and marketing is. If you're in San Francisco, bring a jacket. So do like someplace, comma, do something. So I'll go over here and I'll say, if you're live coding, bring internet, right? Because that's important, right? And if everything's set up here, I should be able to send that. And it says it's sent now by Google Voice. Look over here. Oh, so somebody's already sending. So somebody looked at my number and started sending. Thank you, whoever's doing that. Thank you. Yeah. So I just sent one. I don't know why it's not coming through exactly. Well, somebody else's worked. My Google Voice may be laggy, which sometimes happens with Google Voice. So here's what we can do. Thank you for sending Unicode. You're going to ruin it for everybody. You know that, right? That's a PHP thing, not a Nexmo thing. But anyway, so yeah. So we're going to send all the replies. If you want to use that format, if not, that's fine. We'll just scratch the demo. If you want to use the format of advice, comma, a recommendation, start sending. There we go. That's mine. Bring the internet. So if anybody else wants to throw that in there, we'll slowly collect those and maybe we'll do something fun with it. You see the number. It's right there. 1-240-428-4163. So we do the same thing with more Unicode, really? I mean, it's not going to work now. We know that. So if you want to see what else we can do, come to our booth. One last thing I'm going to do. Hi, Laracon. All right, I give up. That's fine. So I have another route that's advice that is now pointless. Oh, come on. And what that would do is set up a bunch of conditions and advice and the numbers and loop through them and explode on comma. But since nobody really did this, it's not going to work. And then, we're going to for each all your numbers and we're going to send you replies. But no, you didn't want to do that. So, but for those of you who did, there is some valid advice in there that was preceded. So I will just run this and we'll see it sit here for a while because we have a rate limit. Carriers have a rate limit of 1 SMS per second per virtual number. So we're slowly sending out replies. The client library is managing that rate limiting for you. So everybody who's played with this should get some type of advice. If not, if you get weird Unicode characters, that's on you. That is on you. So if you want to play with this, like I said, the Laravel package and the PHP package are still being kind of developed. So if you want to play with this, just use that in your composer. Use a dev master as 1.0. Do not change your stability to bring it in. So just use dev master as 1.0 and you can play with this as well. And the only other thing you have to do, the only other thing you have to do is that. So without further ado, I'm going to switch away from the live console. You want to play more? Come to the booth. I will leave the rest to Chuck. I told him this would take from 5 to 25 minutes because I haven't really seen his talk.